If you've been scrolling through Zillow at 11 p.m. looking for a home in zip code 18707, you've probably realized something. The internet has no idea what it's talking about. You're seeing listings that say Mountaintop, but the tax records say Wright Township. You see a gorgeous $500,000 house in a development, but the fine print says it has a septic tank in the backyard? You're probably asking yourself, what kind of weird, unregulated wilderness is going on up there? I'm Chris Madden with eXp Realty, and I'm your Luzerne County real estate expert. And frankly, I'm tired of cleaning up the messes left by out-of-town agents who think Mountaintop is just Wilkes-Barre with prettier scenery. Today, I'm giving you the actual unvarnished truth about living in the Crestwood School District. We're going to talk about the taxes, the physics of snow on Route 309, and whether your kids will be able to watch Netflix in the woods. Let's get this over with. First off, stop looking for the town of Mountaintop. It doesn't exist. You cannot run for mayor here. I know, I've tried. There is no city hall. Mountaintop is just a mailing address. Technically, it's a census-designated place. It's a state of mind. It's not who sends you your tax bill. You're actually moving to one of several distinct townships. For instance, you've got Wright Township, the commercial hub, and the geographic center, which is just fancy talk for where the grocery and liquor stores are. You've got Wright Township, the residential giant where all the new developments and my favorite golf courses. And then you have the outer rings like Slocum and Dorrance and Whitehaven, which is where you go if you want to own a tractor and never see your neighbors. Why does this all matter? Because a house on one side of the street in Wright Township pays a different tax rate and has different rules than the house across the street in Fairview. Knowing the township isn't trivia, it's a financial self-defense. Next up, the Crestwood School District. They'll either tell you it's Harvard or a prison, depending on if their kid made varsity. Here's the reality. It's a solid B- district. State data shows great reading scores, but the math proficiency is hovering around 40%. So your kid will be able to read the instructions, but they might not be able to calculate the sales tax. That's what iPhones are for, right? Culturally, you need to know one thing. Sports are king. Friday night football and field hockey championships are religion here. If your kid is an athlete, they will feel like a rock star. If they're into interpretive dance, they can still get a great education, especially with the robust AP and college dual enrollment programs, but they're gonna have to work a little harder to find their tribe. Now, the number one question I get from people moving 15 minutes away from the valley is the weather really that different? Yes, it is drastically, annoyingly different. We call it the mountain effect because physics doesn't care about your feelings. Wilkes-Barre sits at around 550 feet above sea level. We're up here around 1,800 feet. That means we're consistently 5 to 10 degrees colder. There is a literal visible line on Route 309 where the pleasant rain in the valley turns into a full-blown blizzard on the mountain. We get about 10 to 20 inches more of snow a year. And they say life is better on top. If you like scraping your windshield in April while your friends in the valley are planting flowers, you'll love it here. Which brings us to the commute. How bad is driving up and down that hill? The fear is usually worse than the reality, provided you're not an idiot. Route 309 is a major state artery. PennDOT salts that road before they even think about your side street. It's usually fine, contrary to what Facebook says. However, gravity is still gravity. If you move here, all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive is mandatory. Do not be the hero trying to commute up the mountain in your rear-wheel BMW on bald summer tires. You won't look cool. You'll look like a traffic hazard, sliding backwards towards Ashley. Get a Subaru or an SUV. Get snow tires and just stop worrying about it. Let's talk about money. You hear people whining that taxes in Mountaintop are high. If you actually look at a spreadsheet, which most people don't apparently, Crestwood's tax rates are some of the lowest in the county. So why are the bills high? Because you're buying expensive houses. You're paying taxes on a $450,000 asset here versus a $180,000 asset in an older valley town. You aren't being gouged, you just own something that's nice. Deal with it. Utilities. Do not look at a picture of a suburban house and assume it's connected to civilization. We have a public hub and a rural ring. Say that 5 times fast. If you buy the denser parts of town, you probably have water and sewer that are public. But once you get into the rural outer ring, you're on your own. That means a private well for water and a septic tank for the other stuff. If you're buying rural, you absolutely must inspect that septic system. Finding out your leach field has failed after you close is a $30,000 surprise that will ruin your year as well as your bank account. So what is it actually like to live here? It's a bedroom community. That means we sleep here. We don't party here. A lot. Well, some of us do. Sometimes. We don't have clubs. We have state parks. The nightlife is grabbing a beer on a restaurant patio or mowing your lawn. Is it safe? Statistically, the data suggests that yes, it's safe. If you look at the police logs, they're not usually chasing hardened criminals. They're responding to noise complaints and mostly deer collisions. Or if it's a really fun Saturday night, both. The biggest threat to your safety isn't a munger. It's probably a 200-pound buck jumping out in front of your car on South Main Street. Please, for the love of God, get comprehensive insurance. Finally, if you work from home, listen up, because this is important. Do not assume you can just transfer your Comcast account up here. Comcast coverage is either terrible on the mountain or non-existent. We're mostly service electric territory. They're expensive, but they work. Sometimes, if it's sunny. But if you're lucky, you'll soon be able to get loop internet in the not too distant future. If you go rural, you might be looking at Starlink. It's great technology, but it requires a clear view of sky. If your lot is covered in 80-foot oak trees, you might be out of luck. Check that before you sign the contract. Look, Mountaintop isn't for everyone. If you need walkable coffee shops and sitter energy, stay down in the valley. You will hate it up here. But if you want safety, solid schools, and a little breathing room between you and your neighbor, this is probably one of the best values here in Northeast PA. There is way more data on this than I can ever cover in a 10-minute rant. I have a massive deep dive blog post that breaks all 10 of these points down with actual numbers and maps. The link is right below in the description. Here or here, somewhere there. And listen, if you're just starting your search and you aren't ready to talk to an agent, that's fine, just browse on my site. But when you see a property that catches your eye, and you want the actual unvarnished truth about its location or its utilities, shoot me a text. I won't try to sell you. I'll just tell you the backstory so you don't buy a money pit. Great movie from the 80s, by the way. Anyway, see you around.